Hello everybody and welcome back to another StarCraft replay. Today we have a match between myself, Ashwolf, spawning as a top Terran at 12 o'clock, and Trey, an unknown player. I played him on the ladder, spawning as the blue Protoss at the 6 o'clock position. This of course is Lost Temple, a pretty fun map. It is a 4-player map. It features 2 Xel'Naga watchtowers here in the center of the map, as well as a natural expansion right off your ramp, and a island expansion and gold expansions. Usually this map is pretty good for long epic games, sort of like Desert Oasis. Something unique about this map compared to what normal happens is this guy, Trey, sent out a early scouting probe. You usually do this around 9 supply, so around now is when you would send it. But not Trey. He sent it out right away. He actually sent it right when the game started. So he looks like he really wants to know where I am. Now, the reason I decided to cast this game was it was a good example of scouting your opponent, knowing what your opponent's doing, and like good reaction time. So you'll see I'm doing a standard wall off. I noticed that the probe came in, quickly checked, and then left. So I'm going to do a scout to see if I can find them. So first you always want to check your expo, and this is where I see the pylon. So right away I start beating up on the probe. He cancels his pylon to get and gets out of there. I got some playful banter down here, just saying a few things, how I feel about the playstyle he's doing. Another interesting fact, now I don't scout him this game. I don't come down here and check him out because I feel like I really need to get my wall up, because he already cheesed me once. He tried to cheese me once, so I want to make sure this wall is secure and up to date. One thing to know is I put my barracks in the wrong place. Make sure you don't do that. It does lose valuable seconds. And you usually want to start building Marines right away. Of course, I don't have my gas ready to go, so I can't do a tech add-on anyways. So you need to get those Marines building. I think I got a little hasty by building a second gas so quick, especially since I wanted to do a heavy Marine build. I did that because I was a little worried because I had gotten late on my gas because of the cheese, that I hadn't remembered to build my gas around 16 supply. So here we go. This is Trey's strategy. He was probably going to do this up in my expo the first time up here, but he is doing a 3 gateway build proxy with the single pylon. Back at his base, he has cut all probe production. He is staying on his 10 probes and using them purely to mine all minerals. He is not doing any gas at all. He also has not used his chrono boost, so he most likely will be using the chrono boost for these units up here. Back at my base, I have 2 units. I have now started to build the tech add-ons, and including another barracks. Mineral production is going well. Again, this was a waste of 75 minerals for the time being. That was something I got a little hasty with trying to make sure I knew what I was doing. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially if we keep going with the training of the SCVs. Now, one problem with these tech add-ons is these take a long time to produce. Especially the reactor. The tech lab isn't so bad, but you get your units quickly. But these reactors are just deathly long. So here we go. Here's the first action. We got 3 zealots popping out right now. Another one joining in as well. These 2 will pop 2 more out. And this is the first time that I see action from the opponent. Uh-oh, we have a Marine who got outside the wall. We need to get him back inside. So, he's going to be up here. Trey's going to be up here. Ashwolf is right here. I'm right here. We're going to see if I can hold this line against this heavy zealot build, and this is an all-in build. So first thing he does is he tries to go for the weakest point, the supply depot. Now this is something I do recommend. If you're going to try to go for a wall breakdown or a bust, you need to hit the weakest point. Now of course, trying to make sure my wall doesn't fall, I pull SCVs off the line to make sure it gets repaired. I got a little overzealous there, pulling so many off the line. That part wasn't needed, but it was a good idea. So what I did here, okay, so now we got another push out. I'm pushing out now with my squad of Marines and Marauders. This was probably a bad idea. I sacrificed again a lot of units needlessly, and I forget to train additional units out of my barracks during this entire attack. So now I'm basically, and this guy could have easily ran in there and been by himself. But here we go. I've lost everything, and now he's got 3 zealots to nothing up here. So that's pretty good indication that this wall is going to fall. I pull a smaller unit this time of SCVs off the line to start repairing. And each time these things get down to 50 health before I finally start repairing. But in the meantime, while he's beating that wall down, he's trying to take down the other supply depot. So this is going to fall. I don't think there's any way I can actually keep this wall from going down in my current state. So now this is all hectic, right? All chaos is going off here. We got the gateways popping out tons of units. I've got tons of zealots in my base. There's only one way I can see myself pulling out of this, is I need to make a wall with my SCVs and my units, and plus I need to make sure I seal this wall back up so that these zealots don't keep coming in here. So I have more units popping out. I need to pull them back and then use my SCVs as a meat shield basically while I shoot. And that is probably the best strategy I do. And then again, I have a marauder that pops out. He's basically cannon fodder as I make another meat shield with SCVs here. Somehow I repel this attack. This all-in cheese attack somehow gets repelled using the strategy of having this nice SimCity wall-in sort of thing, using SCVs as a meat shield, and it easily repels this force. Now that I know that he's got, something somewhat close, I mean, I still don't know where this is. If you look at my knowledge, I'm starting to scan where his base is right now. I want to figure out. First I thought, well, he has to be awfully close to send that scout so early, but obviously he's not so close. So here we go, he's sending out another force. I've got a good amount of units now with a bunker up here and this side covered on the flank. These zealots will not be much of an issue. They're going to fall fairly quickly, especially with these 2 SCVs, ensuring that the wall doesn't go down. We got another bunker coming down here. And let's go and check out the main base. So if we come back and look here, we can see he has now started production again on probes, and he's using his final bits of chrono boost to ensure he gets some more of these probes going. He has a cybernetics core building, but still no gas. He still has no gas, and all production from the gateways has stopped. He stopped with these 3 zealots. This is probably a point where, as a player of a Protoss player who has done this all-in attack and has failed, it's fairly scary, especially if the Terran knows where you're at. Currently, I don't know where he's at. I scanned up here. Notice he's not there. Scanned here. He knows not there. So I know for a fact he's here, but I don't know what his army, his military composition, his building composition. So as soon as I can, I'm going to do another scan right here, just to give me an idea of what he has. Fairly good army composition up here. We have our expo coming down with an engineering bay for those upgrades. This engineering bay was also built just to ensure that I can maybe get some rocket towers up here, missile launchers, to ensure that I don't get cheesed by void rays, because that's something I could easily see coming at this stage of the game. And I got the command center to ensure that I have my expo as soon as I start pushing out, and that's what I'm doing here. First I'm pushing out to secure my choke, this very large choke, and this is where I finally see that he has an expo right here. Now let's push back into everyone. I've got my last bit of Marines, and here we go, we're pushing out. Now, I know I finally did scan him, and this is all he's showing me. He has 2 simulators with no one on gas, 1 cybernetics core, and Nexus finally starting to come down, because he wants to somehow get an economic bonus using 2 expos. So here we go. These unit production structures are going down. Here I go. I'm gonna start talking to the guy, tell him that how I feel about his playstyle, and start making a swift movement down to his base. Now he only has those 3 zealots that he originally had up at my base, and he's gonna try to see if he can hold his ramp. He's basically hoping I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna get this Stargate up, and I'm gonna be able to pull something out. That's not the be. The Marines and Marauders come rolling up the ramp. Of course, I didn't use 1A strategy here, so that's why they ran right by. Take care of these zealots, no problem. Losing only a marauder. Roll on in, no defenses. That's a GG. This is a Gay Brigade replay of StarCraft 2. I am Ashwolf, Brian Greer. Stay tuned for other episodes in the future. Thanks, guys.